Hey guys, Justin Reeves here with a special segment I'd like to call How I Got That Shot, and that's where I walk you through the process of me hopefully getting an awesome shot. I'm not sure yet if I will get this awesome shot, but I wanted to come out here and do something different, something that I hadn't done before, and walk you guys through in a little bit more detail the process of how I got that shot. And so we're out here in beautiful Wascana Park in Regina. That's Regina, not Regina. Funny name, I know, but we're here at the Legislative Building, the same one that I shot in my recent Just Shoot episode, but we're here at night. And I think there's an opportunity to capture a cool photo here. Again, the building's under construction. I kind of wish that it wasn't, but it may add something to the shot. And so I've got a big chunk of water right here behind me, and I'm gonna try and get a reflection off there, see if we can end up with something cool. But a few things before I start that I wanna say is, if you're out here doing nighttime photography, you're going to need a really sturdy tripod. Otherwise, wind or subtle motion will blur your photos, and you don't want to do that. The other thing is, you do not want to hit the shutter button with your hand, or else that subtle little shake will shake the camera. It'll be blurry. Put this into your timer mode, set it for 2 seconds, and you can push the button, walk away, and it will take the shot. Other things, I'm just using my Nikon D7000, not my D800, which is sitting on the stand there. So I'm shooting with something that's more like the cameras that anybody could have in their bag. So we won't say it's the camera is the reason that there's a good photo. If I do end up with a good photo, this camera is fairly normal. So with that in mind, I'm gonna take some shots. I'm not gonna make you watch me. I'll send you back to my house where we review them. Well, let's talk about it there. I'm down in my basement because everybody's sleeping, but I wanted to jump into the photos, get started, take a look at them. I'm excited about these, but I can tell you right away I found some disappointing news on my end, and that was I must have been shooting shots for Kijiji garage sale, something around the house, and I had left the D7000 in JPEG medium quality. And if you're going to be shooting nighttime, really anytime, I would say you need to be shooting in RAW. The way that you can manipulate light and bring things up if they're underexposed or bring out colors, RAW is just so much better. I realize they're bigger files, but they will save you so many times, and I'll be able to show you a little bit of the difference. So in the end, you know, I'm reasonably happy with the photo, but it would have been a lot better if I had shot it with RAW. I'll show you a photo that I shot on my D800 with a RAW file and the way that it came out. And so let's jump in right here. So this is the photo that I ended up capturing here. And I'd say, you know, it turned out pretty good here. Just going through the settings, I ended up at 30 seconds, f14, ISO 320. When I started, I was at much slower shutter speeds and higher ISO, and then I reversed that because obviously the lower your ISO, the better quality images you're going to get. I was also a little bit under at f11, but I wasn't getting the starring of the lights in the same way. And I know that I had read online somewhere that once you get to a certain f-stop, high number, the lights would really start to star. And I found that was kind of at f14 that you'll see these lights are kind of starring here. Now, you can see here, shooting in JPEG, how poorly these lights ended up coming out. I mean, I'm at a fairly low ISO. There is more noise when you leave the shutter open that long, but they're just not that crisp. And you can see here too, even the way the light comes out, it just feels flat, and that pink should be bright and vibrant. You know, I've got vibrance up a little bit of saturation there. I'm still not quite getting the pop that I'm looking for out of that. And again, that's kind of due to the JPEG. And so, yeah, like there's still a reasonable amount of detail here in the crane. You can see that. But I would say it's mostly the way that it handles light is the reason that you want to be shooting in RAW. And so this is the photo that I got out of the D7000. Hey, I still think it ended up being a cool shot. I love the reflection off the water and how with that 30 seconds, this is kind of blurry, but this is sharp. Adds a nice contrast. You can see, you know, chunks of the trees and these lights popping out at you. But had I been shooting in RAW, I bet I would have got a lot closer to this image, which is right here. Now this may take a second to load because of how big these files are, but man, look at this. Look at these stars. Look as I zoom in here, this is just loading up here, but do you see how perfect these lines are off of that? And that looks super cool. Look at all the detail in the crane. You can see over here I have some kind of issue, new camera, new lens, and something there. Maybe I just had a spot on the lens. I got to check that out a little bit more. But look at the detail here in the building here. And even these lights down here. Do you see how they're making all these really cool stars? You can see the detail in the water, and they're a lot more punchy, the lights. The whole thing just comes alive a lot more. I love how there's green over here and there's kind of pink over there. Overall, I think this ended up being a really cool shot. So very similar, it's actually exactly the same settings, 30 seconds, f14, ISO 320, but in this case it was a RAW file. The other one actually had probably a slightly better piece of glass on it, but man, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this image. I'm excited to put this out online. Again, first try ever doing something like this. I wasn't even there that long. I spent more time shooting the video. I probably only took 5 or 10 minutes trying to capture these images just to get something out there and see what I could do. Hey, as a bonus on my Flickr, I'll put the link on there. Check it out. I've got some other cool shots where I was shooting street lights at really long exposures and trying to capture myself and get all those blurring lights of cars going. You can check them out on there. But hey, thanks for watching again. Get out there, shoot, shoot, shoot. That's the only way you're gonna get better. I'm Justin Rivas, thanks for watching.